All right, we're live. Do it.
I'd like to call the Maysville Board of Commissioners Thursday, December the 8th to order. We'll begin with our invocation. Reverend Burton.
Heavenly Father, God, we come to you tonight, God, to just pray that your blessings be on this meeting here. God, we just pray for our elected officials and administrators, God, just, God, in this season of Christmas, that you would just bless them and their families, that, God, that as they sacrifice for the service of this community. God, I just pray for this meeting tonight. God, I pray that you would just grant them great guidance and wisdom, God, as they seek to make decisions for the good of this community and seeking fairness and justice for all. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartmel,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Here.
Commissioner McKay, Mayor Cotterill,
Yes, ma'am.
City Manager Wallingford,
Here.
City Attorney Cottle,
Here.
Controller Stanfield,
Here.
HR Director Rose,
Here.
Project Coordinator Ward,
Here.
Assistant Public Works Director King,
Here.
Police Chief Palmer,
Here.
Fire Chief Doyle, Assistant Utility Manager Spence,
Here.
Zoning Administrator Larger,
Here.
Building Inspector Fawcett, Codes Officer Brooks, Tourism Director Bailey, Main Street Director Reese.
Here. Thank you. And I'd also like to acknowledge Judge McNeil for being with us tonight. Thank you. Public announcements?
Minutes, Mayor. Number 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. Minutes of November 10th and department reports.
Mayor, I move we accept them as presented.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartmel,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Cotterill.
Yes, ma'am. Public announcements?
I would like to thank all of our departments and the department heads and for the parade. It was a job well done. And I also want to thank too the public works people who came back out and cleaned up our streets as soon as it was over. A job well done to everybody in this city who worked with the parade.
It was very good. It was very good. Y'all did a great job. Fantastic job. All of you. Any others?
Public comments?
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
with this forward public comment, have you heard anything back from Department of Transportation on what you and I discussed on East Second Street? The intersection coming off the side street.
You're still getting, you talking about the curb lines and all that?
Curb line.
You still got extensions to do,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, we've painted up, all the way to the old Browning building, but they have to extend some of those out farther. We went to what was visible, when they went to the curbs. We're gonna extend those out a little bit, cause they're not parking.
And Dave, what's the, you know what the length is? Supposed to be the 12, 15 feet?
Yeah, 15.
15. And yes, and they have no problem with us doing that, Commissioner. And if need be, we can also put signs that say, no parking from here to the curb. And they don't have any issue with that.
Where's Truesdale? Does he work here anymore?
He's killing his vacation for the
Maybe
year.
I missed his retirement. I don't know. Well, I mean, instead of stops, I was thinking, what about mirrors? Until we can do something else. But we have to pay for those.
We would. It all depends on, Vic, if, let's use Poplar, where I'm at. If there's as long as there's a utility pole
Right.
across where we could angle it, we could. What are those, $200-$300 a piece
I'd
probably?
say so, yeah.
But those are options as well.
It's just, it's gotten worse.
I understand.
I don't know how we got by.
Well, it would take, where is he? He's back hiding. Once they're painted, obviously enforcement from your officers on parking on those yellow curbs.
Be no problem.
Yeah.
I think the mayor's would really come in handy though.
And I think you've got a few trouble spots, I would say, you know,
We had put up some signs,
from no parking to the curb. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys take a look at that when you get a chance and see if that is an option without having to put a pole up. That we got poles available across from those side streets.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other public comment? Appointments?
Mayor, if you don't care, I'm gonna help you save your voice, and I'll read these off for the Board of Commissioners. To the Board of Ethics, Tony Boyd, expiring 12/31/25. Convention and Visitors Bureau, Barbara Goldman, to fill unexpired term of Clint Stone, expiring 10/13/23. Board of Adjustments, Susie Wallingford, to fill unexpired term of Dave Loney, expiring 7/31/25. Board of Architectural Review, Terry Ely, expiring 12/31/25. Board of Architectural Review, Gabrielle Ugolini, to fill unexpired term of Rick Lawrence, expiring 12/31/25. Buffalo Trace Area Development District Board, Rick Lawrence, to fill expired term of Bill Boggs. That term would expire 12/13/24. Main Street Board, reappointment of Fran Sarver and the appointment of David Green, Eileen Calvert, and Bradley Day, expiring 12/31/24.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second for discussion.
Yes, sir.
It's my understanding, and first, Mr. Lawrence, this is no reflection on what I'm about to say, okay? So it's, I think you're to want to step up to the plate, to be commended, but Mr. Boggs was appointed by then County Judge Joe Pepper in 18.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 3-year term.
Mm-hmm.
It was, from what I've gathered, the term expired in 2021, no action was taken.
Correct.
So he was under the assumption that he was there for another term to expire in 2024.
No, that is all citizen appointees are joint between the city and the county, and his term, he is on that board until such time the term expires or he is replaced. It doesn't automatically renew to 24.
And a correction, it was Charles Cotterill who made that last appointment because
Oh,
it's
he
a
did?
city.
Oh, it was okay. Yeah, it was
City.
joint. No, 18. It was. That's right. It was joint between Joe and Charlie. Because
The mayor makes the city, makes the appointment, but it has to be approved by the judge. It's a joint appointment.
And there have been times. Yeah, that is right. Well, he did. It was a joint appointment.
And David was still mayor.
No, not at that point.
Charles was.
Charles was in 18. Yeah.
Okay.
It was his first,
The election,
Official.
The way he took over at 19.
he took over in 19.
which was January, and that
Oh.
appointment was made in January.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It
Okay.
was one of his first appointments.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. And there have been times, Commissioner, when there's been an appointment by the city and an appointment by the county, and the board of directors has had to make that decision at the Area Development District because they weren't together.
Just to ask a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did Bill want to continue on? I don't know.
I
I'm just asking.
I think the mayor has.
My policy, was Charles, is rotation on boards and commissions after 1 or 2 terms. And Bill has honorably served back when he was actually mayor, and then he's been on that board since 2012. And Charles had already discussed that with Bill, that he did the appointment because he was new and reappointed Bill, and he told him that he would not reappoint him because of the rotation policy. And I feel like as mayor, you know, Bill and his family have been friends with my family and Charles's family for years. And I feel like I need to be consistent as a mayor and not make exceptions for my friends.
Well, I'm not questioning that. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I actually think he's been on the board for 40 years, hasn't he?
David, that I don't know. I mean, I think he was obviously on there as mayor, as a representative of the board
but
of
then after
commissioners.
he lost the race.
He was a
appointed-
citizen member.
He was a citizen member.
He
for
was, and I don't know what those
30
exact.
36 years.
I was just questioning.
Yeah,
sure.
I
just-
Sure. Yeah. He's on there. No, I understand. He's on there until such time he is either reappointed or he is replaced by somebody.
Okay.
And so if the board so chooses to replace him with Rick would serve the remaining term until 24, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what would happen.
I
Yes.
just agree with the mayor on that. Is that I just don't see us. I think these appointees ought to know that they're not going to be there for 40 years. I don't think the commission, wants
No, I don't think they are.
that precedent.
Is some of these people just going off the board because they didn't want to serve? Is this
Some of them have turned out,
Yeah.
have served at least 2 terms.
And we
Yes,
just
ma'am.
appointed Clint. Was he
Well,
unable?
what happened there was the they went out of business, so that's why. Yes, you
Oh.
did. That's why mayor has
Okay.
sought someone
And it was
else.
a restaurant.
Yeah.
And so we
Okay.
picked Barbara, who
Yes.
has a restaurant.
Well, now Barbara's old enough. She could do 40 years. I mean, young enough.
Thanks for explaining.
Oh, you're
That's
welcome.
all.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. Is there any other questions on those? There you go.
I just, roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cartwell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Cotterill.
Yes. I would like to say that I hope that you all join me in thanking Bill Fox for his many years of service and dedication representing both Maysville and Mason County on the Ag District Board. He's done an outstanding job and we're extremely appreciative of the efforts that he put forth and the dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has. And he has probably knowledge of things back. I guess it could be used as advisory when he needs to be, right?
That would be up to you. We need to set dates for the Sunday meeting and interlocal of government meeting with the Mason County Fiscal Court.
Okay. Let me see your sheet again, 'cause I want to make sure I pronounce that right.
Senadia.
Senadia. Thank you, David. Senadia. So Senadia is when we kick out the old commission and bring in the new. So you all are the old commission and the new commission. So we do need to set a date for that. And I'm looking at, gang, the week of somewhere between the 27th and 30th. But we'll also that same day need to have a special meeting. And we'll adjourn that special meeting into Cine Day. And then we'll adjourn that. Kelly will swear in all of you. And we'll go from there. Is any preference there on any of those days? We have to do this on or before January 1st.
Okay, let me bring up mine. So when would you think?
I was thinking maybe Friday, December 30th at noon. How are you on that one? Andrew?
I'm good.
David?
The 30th?
Yeah, the 30th, maybe at noon. Ann?
Yeah, I'm fine with
Okay.
that.
Vic?
Sounds good.
Okay.
If you're buying lunch, I'll do it better.
We might have leftovers from brunch the week before.
Matt, that is a holiday.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is. You're right. I'm sorry. It is a holiday.
That's a holiday.
How's the 29th sound?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's okay.
How about the 29th at noon?
Can we do it earlier?
Sure. What works?
Ask an alternative.
Okay. Okay.
What'd you say?
Basketball tournament.
How about 9 o'clock? 9 a.m.? Would that be
I'm
okay?
okay with
Okay.
That's fine.
10.
10?
10 mixes 10.
All right.
Okay.
that. So, okay, Friday, December.
Mayor, how's that look for you? Andrew?
Yes.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday in. Yes, I'm sorry.
So,
Thursday the 29th at 10 a.m.
So we don't get sworn in because of the holiday? Are we not politicians on the holiday?
Now-
politicians every day.
Okay, so you said Thursday, the 29th at
10 a.m. Does that work for everybody?
Okay.
Is that good? Okay, everybody's good with that? Okay.
And
Lisa, you got
then
that?
I think
Yep.
we voted, but I do need to do the oath of office for Barbara since she's here.
Barbara, come either side is fine.
You sworn in by Marco Trace?
Well, the county's got to make the appointment first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Barbara, would you raise your right hand? Matt, would you go?
Say what? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, absolutely, sure.
My voice is so bad, but do you, Barbara Goldman, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, of the Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of Convention and Visitors Bureau member according to law? And do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus so offending, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Barbara.
Believe
Thanks
me.
for serving.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
Okay.
for having me.
Sure. Mayor and Commissioners, on that other item, I'm working with Kelly and John Estel and Judge McNeil to schedule an interlocal meeting date with the county. We need to review them, and I know there's one that needs to be added. I'm looking at the week of January 23rd, with the exception of, well, we could do it on the 26th. County Attorney Estel has asked if we could do it during the day. It does not matter to me. However you all want to do it. I'm sorry.
If you don't like it out, no
I don't think so.
Well, it's in the daytime.
We can't do it in the evening of the 26th because we have our regularly scheduled meeting at 5:15 on that day. And I know the judge is going to be out of town that day. Is there anything particular that works? And then I can work with the county on setting something in stone.
As far as I know, I don't have any.
I am available on the 24th, but not on the 25th.
Okay. Are you available on the 25th?
Yes.
Okay. So
What day is that?
24th is a Tuesday, 25th Wednesday. Either one of those, you okay? Is that
You
okay
can let
if I
us
work
know.
something during the day? Would that be all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You can
Yes.
let us know.
Yes. Absolutely. So I'll
You're
say
saying the 23rd or the 24th.
yes, ma'am. That's what I'll work on.
Yeah, man, sooner, yeah.
I will. I'll get something. I'll try to get something within a week. All right. Thank you all.
It's gonna be 23rd or 24th.
No, 24th or 25th, Kelly.
24th or 25th.
Yeah.
Dan, thank
Okay.
you.
Yep. You're welcome.
And Lisa, just to make sure, we did vote on the,
Appointments.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Discuss holiday cleanup and e-waste dates.
So we're looking, I'm wrong here, we're looking at the 27th through the 5th to do a holiday cleanup. And also the 27th through the 5th for an e-waste drop-off. And I'll let Luke, if you want to explain
Yeah.
what that is.
The e-waste drop-off, I have talked with Jessica Hill, from William Thomas Group. And so what that's gonna be is just a collection site out at Public Works. And she has sent me a list of things that they can get. These are things that we just don't want going to the landfill, that have hazardous waste in them. So 4-foot bulbs, 8-foot bulbs, light bulbs, we've got computer monitors, TV, printer, miscellaneous electronic equipment, alkaline batteries, lithium batteries, and it gives me a price on everything that we get in bulk. So they'll come and pick those up, and all we have to do is put them on a pallet, shrink wrap them, and they'll come and get those for us.
And this is the first time we've done something like this. And one of the reasons we're looking at the 27th through the 5th is Luke has a pickup day of the 9th, Monday the 9th,
Yes.
but he needs a day before that to shrink wrap, get everything put together before they come. So he would do that on the 6th.
Give me those dates on
27th through the 5th, where we'll have dumpsters out in our typical locations. And then 27th through the 5th, folks who have, and we'll get this list on our website, we'll get it out to social media, newspaper, radio, and all that, where they can drop off any e-waste to Public Works.
Is this gonna be an appliance?
We doing appliances this time?
I thought we were.
Yeah, we can do appliances.
Okay, we'll
too.
do that at Public Works and Martha Comer. Okay, that's fine.
It's appliances as in like, what do you mean?
Like
Microwave.
microwave, dryer,
Okay.
washer, those sort of things.
I'll
But they've
double-
got to drop them off.
Yeah, I'll double check on that.
Okay.
Because it's not listed here.
Oh, no, not on the e-waste. That wouldn't be
Okay,
part of that,
gotcha.
no.
All right.
That would just be what we
Normal.
do at the Forest Avenue Police Station
Gotcha.
and out at Public Works. Yeah, that's fine. We will not be doing tires. We had a tire amnesty 2 months ago. Folks should have gotten rid of their tires then, because they are expensive.
Okay,
So good for everybody? Okay.
thank you, and thank you for addressing the e-waste. I think that's a big step forward, and
Yeah.
especially the light bulbs too. People don't know what to do with them, and
Yeah.
so thank you for that.
No problem.
Discussion, grinder pumps.
You start that. Let me go grab this motion real quick.
Last meeting, we discussed, the grinder pump ordinance, that we needed to update that and decide how we're gonna go forward with, the maintenance of these grinder pumps. There's about 80 grinder pumps within the city. We've met and came up with some options, to kind of see where you all wanna go with this. We've looked at other cities, and Darren, chime in too if I'm missing something, and just some how they're doing it. One suggestion was a $5 per month fee for each person that has a grinder pump. Then we would cover all costs related to that pump. If there's calls, we'll take care of all the maintenance on that. The other one would be like a service call. $100 every time someone called, we would go out and fix the grinder pump. With that, we would have an exception that if it needed to be replaced, that would be the owner's responsibility. Another option would be just to have it completely kind of how the ordinance is now. It should be 100% the owner's responsibility. After 2004, we were supposedly no longer responsible for any of the maintenance on those grinder pumps. We've continued to service them, and we want to get the ordinance updated with a little bit more beef in it, with descriptions of why we have grinder pumps, what they are.
What can be in
and-
there, what can't.
Right, and really, we've got some examples, and we'll bring that back to you at the next meeting after we kind of figure out which option you want to go with.
Did we ask last month who the original people were when that was?
Jersey Ridge.
Yeah, but I'm sure people's moved off. Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, some people, yeah,
Some people
ownership
did,
has
yeah.
I read
changed,
my
for
minutes,
sure.
yeah, I read the minutes
Yeah.
from the meeting, and Commissioner Wood had said something about some people were still original people that was back in
Probably.
'94, and were told, is that what I wanna say
My understanding
correctly?
was that they didn't have to hook on in '94, but if they did, the maintenance would be covered as long as they own their property. And so,
Yes.
from my perspective, it wasn't a 10-year deal, it was lifetime as long as they owned it. And I'm not sure if there's a document to that effect that spells out how many years it is or not.
Well, the ordinance says.
You have the ordinance there. You want to read the
yes.
ordinance? What's in place right now?
I mean, is this a single sentence?
When was that?
Well, when was the ordinance
sorry.
adopted?
Right now-
2004.
Right now, the ordinance reads sewage grinder pumps installed after March 11, 2004 shall be maintained by the owner.
Problem is, we don't know. We'd have to do, we've got 80 of them. So what, Darren, is that right? What
Yeah.
you
Yes, sir.
calculated? 80 of them. We'd have to do extensive research to find out, who did own the property back in
Well, the
prior to
life
that.
of a grinder pump is
Oh,
only
yeah.
10 to 20 years,
That's
so
right.
everyone's grinder pump's probably been replaced
Yeah,
since
it's true.
since they were originally put in. So,
We've spent close to about $75,000 in the last 5 years on just grinder pumps.
That's just 5
That's
years.
just the pumps,
And I
that's not
understand.
labor, parts, and all that stuff.
I understand that, but from what I'm understanding, you just say that people were told if they just hooked on, it would be.
Well, wouldn't there be a copy of the original agreement?
Well,
Well, they
the only
were-
thing we can enforce is what's in that code book.
right, and it says anything installed after March 11, 2004 is the owner's responsibility.
And that's
So-
even a replacement pump, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 26 years ago, so they're all pretty much have been replaced since then.
Since 94.
And I know we have forced people to get on that sewer line.
Okay, let me ask
Sure.
this, so that was, the sewer line was put in '94? So could
No.
those people been
No,
told in
we were,
94?
we annexed that area, right around that time. Because we went out Jersey Ridge to annex East Kentucky Power
So it's
in on
around
paper
94.
mill. Around that time, yeah.
So the people told around 94 that, what you saying?
I
I'm
have
just
no
saying, I'm
idea.
covering
I
all
have,
my bases.
sure, I understand that. I have no clue. All I can go off of is what's in that ordinance book.
I'm satisfied to keep looking into it. If we can find something that works for everybody, that's fine. I'm not sure we're gonna solve it tonight, if that's what.
Well, no, I understand that completely, but I think those are 3 valid options that
Yeah.
other cities are
Yeah.
doing, yes. All we're looking for from the 5 of you is some direction so that we could bring you an ordinance, and we might present you an ordinance. You might go, well, I don't like this, or how about we add that?
Just
It
a
doesn't
starting
mean,
point.
yeah, starting point. That's all we're looking
I
for.
think I can't speak on behalf of the others, but I think from my point of view, you can scratch option 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
100% responsible.
So either,
I pay $5 a month.
I would
Piece of
too.
Yeah.
okay,
if I had it. How much would a new one cost?
About $1,800. That's
Just the pump.
That's just
That's
the
the
pump.
pump, the
That's
whole
just the
new
pump.
grinder.
The
whole
pump and the
system.
panel is $3,000.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask this, when one stops up and you go and you unstop it and you find things that's
Mhm.
not in there, maybe that should be handled.
We're gonna
We're gonna put that
That's
in
what
there.
I'm saying,
We're gonna put that in there, absolutely.
because this is your fault,
Bingo.
you know,
The only thing that should be flushed down a toilet is toilet paper,
exactly,
period,
so people put Q-tips
everything.
and they put everything down.
And if we find that,
And
then
if
it's
you
theirs,
find that, then it should be your responsibility.
and we would put that in there for you.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Even the smallest thing is dental floss actually will tear one up.
exactly,
Yeah.
because I can see where that gets right.
Is there an option of those first 2 that you like more than the other, like the optional $5 a month? If you don't want to do it, then if something happens, it's your responsibility, or a $7,500 service fee if something goes wrong. That way, you're not billed monthly. $100 service fee. So instead of paying like $5 a month, Vic, if you call and say, "Hey, my light's on," we come out, it's $100. If we see that, going back to your point, if there's shoelaces in there that have caused not our responsibility,
Yeah, that's what,
you know?
I mean, I would be more for the $5 a month thing.
I think
But
that's a
if
good
you,
option.
if you got a shoelace and dental floss and toothbrushes and everything, that's your problem.
Because
it's in
Darren
your
has
pocket.
Darren has a list of where they all are, so we know
Yeah,
where they're located. And that's who we would, we do a little PR with them, give them some notice. But if that's the direction you'd like to go, we'll get something drafted and bring it back to you for review.
And also note too that $5 is very fair because Velasco was at $9 a month and they were planning on raising theirs.
Yeah.
Have the
it's
residents that
reasonable.
this would affect been notified?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, we haven't, no. Well, we gotta have direction from you first. We're not gonna notify anybody until we've got some kind of direction from the board.
I do think it's a good idea to notify the residents, just, because they're gonna have a better institutional knowledge than we are of what happened way back when.
Yeah.
So I do think they should be
I agree.
notified and brought in on the conversation somehow.
Especially the older people that live there, that's lived there all this time. I
And
think
we have notes from utility commission meetings, because this was all really said in the utility commission.
Yeah.
And it was discussed even before.
2018, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
And that discussion was.
right, to charge like $3 to $4 a month is what they had wanted to put into the ordinance.
And just never got incorporated.
And then that's when we were kind of going back. and
Well, yeah,
forth
that's
between
what
the
it was a
two.
transition
Yeah.
period too, yeah, and we got rid of them. Whatever you guys want to do, we'll do it.
Well, I think you ought to put it out there. Maybe do an article for the paper or whatever. Or put it on our Facebook page.
Well, why don't we do this? We have addresses. Why don't we type up some kind of a letter
Mhm.
and we could send out to the 80 property owners that have them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, do you want us to, in the meantime, work on an ordinance for you?
And what are you going to say that you're not going to scare them now, are you? Is it going to be, you're going to list options of $5 a month or? what do you-
Well, I think we need more guidance from you all in regard to,
I think just letting them know that it's being considered. That
Yeah,
way if they
considered's a
come
good way
a
to put
meeting,
it.
They can, and
Voice
because,
their complaint, or
because if you tell them one thing and then you come back and do something different,
Yeah.
that's not really good.
Right.
so a letter, something like that.
Yeah.
That here's what we're talking about. We're looking at drafting an ordinance. And what we'll do is, we'll put in that letter when the meeting will be when we discuss it.
right.
And then that way they can come.
Exactly. How's that?
Would be
And if you don't come, you
Everybody okay with that? Okay, all right. So we'll need to sit down and go over that. Sounds good?
Okay.
Thank you all.
There's a motion commitment letter for cleaner water funds.
Whoever wants to make the motion, I have it written out. All I need you to do is read it. And then,
Thank you.
yes, sir, go ahead. You're making a motion, David.
Okay.
Somebody can second it.
I'll make a motion to accept the terms of the conditional commitment letter from the KIA board for the second round of the Cleaner Water Act grant funds and authorize the mayor to sign and execute any and all documents concerning this letter.
Thank you.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, ma'am. Resolution authorizing annual letter of commitment for the Kentucky Main Street Program 22-77.
A resolution authorizing an annual letter of commitment for the Kentucky Main Street Program, whereas the city of Maysville, Kentucky realizes the importance of participating in the Kentucky Main Street Program, and whereas the city is required to execute an annual letter of commitment providing that it will employ a local Main Street director, maintain an organization focused on downtown revitalization, budget necessary funds, provide reports, attend training, maintain a historic preservation ethic, and maintain community support. Now therefore be it resolved by the city of Maysville, Kentucky, that the mayor, chair of the Renaissance Committee, and Main Street Director are hereby authorized and directed to execute and deliver the annual letter of commitment required for certification by the Kentucky Main Street Program.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes.
Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, ma'am. Resolution awarding bid for new skid steer 22-78.
A resolution awarding bid for new skid steer, whereas the city of Maysville advertised for bids in accordance with plans and specifications as follows. New skid steer advertised on November 2nd, 2022. Bid opening November 16th, 2022. Whereas the following bids were received. JCB 3TS-8T, $101,950. Caterpillar 299D3, $99,304.25. Case TV450B, $89,375. Case TR340B, $84,650. JCB 3TS-8W, $82,990. JCB 270T, $79,410. Bobcat T770, $77,960.28. Caterpillar 272D3, $77,501.65. Kubota SVL 97.2, $73,196.08. Bobcat S86, $73,106.32. JCB 270, $63,060. Kubota, $52,826.92. Whereas the city manager and public works director have recommended the acceptance of the bid for the Bobcat S86 as the best bid. Now therefore be it resolved by the city of Maysville, Kentucky, the bid for the Bobcat S86 skid steer in the sum of $73,106.32 for the subject contract described above is hereby accepted on behalf of the city of Maysville. The mayor is hereby authorized and directed forthwith to execute all contractual documents necessary or appropriate to effectuate acceptance of said bid and to consummate the contract on behalf of the city of Maysville.
I'm on second with discussion.
Yeah.
Didn't we put in the budget that was for a Bobcat with tracks and not tires?
That I don't know. All I know is we budgeted $85,000. I'll let Luke explain why they want what they want.
Penny, am I right?
I believe that's what it said specifically. Got it right here. Yes, it said Bobcat with tracks, 85,000.
That's what I thought.
You want to explain
Yes.
why you'd like to have? Go ahead.
So after talking with Dennis, the guys, and then seeing the bids, we went with the tire machine because of the replacement tracks and how expensive they were compared to the tires. Also, the horsepower on the machine we chose, which was 105 horsepower. I had the specs here if y'all want to look at those. Whereas the highest horsepower on a skid steer with tracks was 98 horsepower. And also the guys talked about just what terrain they're working in. They're mostly on blacktop and concrete. So with a track machine, it really wears out that track rubber.
So we did not know that when we did the budget?
Okay.
I'm asking. When we did the budget,
Yeah,
Yeah, he wasn't here.
no, but you were. When we did the budget,
Yeah, I was here.
I know, that's why I'm asking
Yeah.
you.
Well, yes, that's what was in there. I'm no expert on skid steers. You know, I'm taking their recommendation
Yeah, I can give
on,
you all the information you want to know.
on
I've got
why they would
tons of
rather have
information.
one with tires versus one with tracks.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, that's what's in there. I can't answer that. I don't have the
My
knowledge.
question is why didn't we do it with tires rather than tracks in the budget? That's what I'm trying.
I can't answer that one either.
I would like to make a comment about that. I appreciate the fact that you evaluated the product and the need, and that you're making this suggestion for a change.
I appreciate that too, but I have the right to ask.
Oh yeah, and
Say,
Dennis could have answered that better.
Yeah.
I rely on these guys for those machines. They know
Yeah.
what they need.
Well, he did a pretty good job. I wouldn't bring Dennis back in on vacation.
Oh, he did a great
I
job.
think he did
Yeah, he did a good job.
I just
No, it's a good
wanted to
question.
know that
And I don't have an
we-
answer.
Okay.
Yes, and the specs that we wrote out here, the reason why we went with that specific machine, tire machine, is none of the bids, JCB, Kubota, Caterpillar, none of them came in with a 90 to 100 horsepower machine. They were below 74 horse on every tire machine they bid.
So,
That machine, all the other tire machines were 74 horsepower or less, so this had the highest horsepower.
This was a 105 horsepower machine that Bobcat did us.
And of those 11 bids, and probably, well, six of them were tires, 5 of them were tracks. So they did get bids on both types of machines.
And this wasn't the most expensive tire machine. It wasn't the least expensive tire machine.
It was the best machine
Yes. Yes.
that you all felt.
is that because of the horsepower? You
The-
think?
The best machine because of the horsepower.
Yeah,
That was a perk, but also the reason was we have Bobcat attachments already, and
That's the
those
major thing.
that was my next question.
those match up with
So
the
what
Bobcat.
attachments do we have?
What attachments do we have? Though?
We've got a
Oh, right.
hoe ram. We have a sweeper brush. I'm trying to think of some
Auger.
other things. Auger.
Blacktop dealer?
Yeah, we do.
Blacktop
We do have a
drilling machine.
blacktop edger. Yeah, and we made sure those were compatible, with this new machine.
Because, do we have a dozer blade? Because that's what I was reading, and those were some attachments with this machine
Okay,
that you're bidding.
not that I'm aware of. We could have one, but not that I'm aware of.
So you have to buy, did it come with any attachments?
It'll come with a bucket,
A
yes.
buck?
And that was one of our specs with a bucket. I can read you the specs if you.
No, it's fine, just that, I believe it.
Any questions?
Budget.
You guys have any other questions? For Luke?
Do we have if we have to take this someplace, do we have a truck big enough to transport it?
Yes.
And who does the maintenance? Will we do the maintenance on it here?
That would be communications with us and Bobcat on a warranty, as far as I'm concerned with it. If they're gonna warranty it and want us to get it serviced there,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, that's where we can get it
Yeah.
serviced.
Where will we have to take it?
I believe it's in Ohio.
About 32.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, they were made in 1957.
Now I know. Knowing's half the battle.
Any other
Any other
questions or
yeah. Any other
comments?
questions?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner McKay? Mayor Cottrell?
Yes, ma'am. And Luke, and to all of the team, I do greatly appreciate your due diligence in getting us the best product.
We all do.
Yeah. And again, that came $12,000 under the budgeted what we had.
Yeah,
So
it was.
they'll have a little
We
bit of.
had 85,000.
Yeah.
Thank you. Resolution authorizing the termination of a lease agreement, bill of sale, and transfer of title to International Paper, 22-79.
Resolution authorizing termination of lease agreement, bill of sale, and transfer of title to 1241 West Second Street, Maysville, Kentucky, to International Paper, whereas the City of Maysville bonds that were issued in 1992 for a predecessor of International Paper have matured, and whereas certain documents are required to unwind said 1992 City of Maysville bonds, it is hereby resolved by the City of Maysville, Kentucky, that the mayor is hereby authorized and directed to execute a confirmatory termination of lease agreement, bill of sale, and deed transferring title of the real estate currently owned by the City of Maysville and located at 1241 West Second Street, Maysville, Kentucky, 41056.
Entertain a motion.
I'll move.
Second for discussion. That lease, that came through us, did it not, the pilot program?
Right,
And then we paid the county their share.
right. So they'll go back on the regular tax roll after this, bill
Okay.
for next year.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
That's good for the city, right?
Yes.
This-
Oh, yeah.
This is not a giveaway, this is giveaway so that we can get it back.
Right.
This is a take it.
Yeah,
It's a
take
take
it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Cottrell?
Yes, ma'am. Resolution authorizing Kentucky Deferred Compensation Plan Joinder Agreement, 22-80.
A resolution authorizing Kentucky Employees 457 Deferred Compensation Plan and Kentucky Public Employees 401K Deferred Compensation Plan Joinder Agreement. Whereas the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky has enacted sections 18A.230 through 18A.275 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes authorizing the creation of the Kentucky Public Employees Deferred Compensation Authority Board of Trustees and the establishment of the Kentucky Public Employees Deferred Compensation Authority. Whereas the Commonwealth by KDC sponsors the Kentucky Employees 457 Deferred Compensation Plan and the Kentucky Public Employees 401K Deferred Compensation Plan, which includes KDC's deemed IRA program. The plans for adoption by local governmental political subdivisions and units. Whereas governmental units wishes to adopt and enter that certain joinder agreement attached here to dated December 8, 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Maysville, Commonwealth of Kentucky hereby enters and adopts the joinder agreement with KDC for participation in the 457 plan and the 401K plan for the benefit of its eligible employees. Further resolved that Mayor Deborah Cottrell be and hereby is authorized and directed by the governmental unit to execute the joinder agreement with KDC, which authorizes KDC to administer the plans on behalf of the governmental unit and to do all further acts and things and to execute all further documents in writing which the authorized signatory determines to be necessary or desirable in order to effect its resolution.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Cartwell? Commissioner Cartwell? Commissioner McKay?
Yes,
Mayor Cottrell?
Ordinance amending the Code of Ordinance, Section 137.02, Transient Room Tax, first reading, 22-12.
An ordinance amending Code of Ordinances, Section 137.02, summary. This ordinance amends Code of Ordinances, Section 137.02 to expand the transient room tax to include stays at campgrounds and recreational vehicle parks. It further requires those facilitating the rental of accommodations to collect the room tax on their total charges for the rental of accommodations. It further exempts receipts from a customer for a continuous stay of 30 days or more. Finally, it requires online platforms that facilitate rentals to report and pay the local transient room tax based upon total charges for rentals, including service fees.
so moved.
I'm a second with discussion.
What you got?
When, in the short-term rental, and it says here, for a tenancy of less than 30 consecutive days where no meals are served. And it excludes hotels and motels. But there, we have contractors that come in here and stay in hotels and motels, and they serve food, breakfast.
I don't think it
So-
had, if the stay is less than 30 days, you pay the transient room tax. If it's more than 30 days, you do not, correct?
Yeah, I don't,
Oh, well, yeah, you know this stuff too, yeah. What it does is it adds.
I didn't see
They're
anything
adding,
Yeah,
dependent on food, sales. What we're doing is the,
KRS
we're-
91.
we're just bringing our
360.
we're bringing our ordinance to mirror what the statute, got amended. So I just followed the new statute.
Yeah, which will go into effect in January 1st. The new statute will.
There in section 2A, when somebody complains, it says civil complaint. What happens
Are
when
you
nobody-
looking at ours or are you looking at that Georgetown
I'm
ordinance?
looking at the one you gave.
We're not even into that. We haven't even got to that yet. This is, we're gonna get to that later. All we're doing with this, Ann, is amending our existing ordinance to comply with the state statute 91A, I think it's 360, that goes into effect.
And it's for campgrounds,
Yeah.
mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main reason
Well, this
is,
is the one you gave me and told me to read over.
Right, when we're gonna,
That's
yes, keep reading that. We're gonna get to that one.
We grabbed
That's
it.
that's a totally different ordinance. This is just to be in compliance with the state statute, is all this is. And like Kelly said, we're just mirroring that statute. Does that make sense?
I do.
Okay.
And this already applies to like B&Bs
Yes.
or,
yes.
okay. Any other questions or comments?
So we're gonna discuss this at another.
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
Is that what
Yes,
you're
ma'am. I still want to get back with Caitlin and Kelly on that one, yes.
saying? Yeah, okay.
So keep your notes handy.
Don't worry.
And read it
Keep
again.
all of them.
Read it again.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, ma'am. Ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Section 154.074 and adding 154.079 waste haulers. First reading 22-13.
An ordinance amending Code of Ordinances, Chapter 154, to create subsection 154.079 wastewater haulers, charges, and amending Section 154.074 to delete duplicative language. I was hoping I'd be able to say that word. Summary, this ordinance amends Code of Ordinances, Chapter 154, to create Section 154.079 to regulate persons who transport domestic wastewater. It establishes a charge for wastewater haulers to obtain and requires them to obtain permits, and establishes a fee of $40 for each 1,000 gallons of domestic wastewater sewage discharged by wastewater haulers. It further establishes billing procedures for such charges, establishes a discharge point for use by any wastewater hauler, sets time parameters for discharge, and establishes causes for termination and/or suspension of a discharge permit. It further sets forth the information required on a wastewater hauler trucker's discharge permit application. Finally, it amends subsection 154.074 to delete duplicative language.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, ma'am. Ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances, Section 152.07, collection of refuse. Second reading 22-11.
An ordinance amending Code of Ordinances, Section 152, collection of refuse. Summary, this ordinance changes Code of Ordinances, Section 152.07 to change the monthly fee of $13 per month to a fee will be based on a fee assessed by the contractor for garbage collection and will be included with the monthly water and sewer bill and collected at the same time.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I second the motion.
Yeah, Commissioner McKay.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, ma'am. Closed session pursuant to KRS 61.8101F, discussion that might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee. And 1G, discussion between a public agency and a representative of a business entity and discussions concerning a specific proposal.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Cartwell,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Wood, Commissioner McKay,
You changed that.
Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll need it later. Hang on to it. You could go. Just leave your stuff. Leave that on. If you don't care. Okay, let's go in here first. First, I need Rhonda and Chief and Kelly Judge Shane Tony, I'll get you in just a minute, okay?
Deborah, are you gonna be in the morning? Are you gonna be in the morning? Do you want me to leave these and you can sign them?
No. Yeah, leave them and I'll help us sign.
Okay.
Put it in your
I know, I just put that together. Sorry, I didn't have any knowledge for you. I appreciate it, though. Thanks.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, yep. That one. It's a spring, summer.
Mm-hmm.
I guess with that.
Be good.
What I just saw, there's a guy in town that posts pictures of Maysville of old or whatever. Did you see this today?
I sent it to Shane.
Oh, you already sent it. I thought the same thing. I went, don't write, don't type, don't type, don't type. I didn't.
I can't lie, I told him like, hey man, if you find any old historical stuff on that building, I'd like to see it.
Oh, he'll dig, he'll find something. He will. But I thought they were sitting there, what are we gonna do with this thing? Way back
Happy
then.
birthday!
Thank you.
What year was that birthday?
Does it say?
1970 or
I
80?
don't know if it did or not.
I sent it to somebody.
And that's what they were wondering what they were gonna do with it then?
I didn't know there was a fountain there, to be honest. I had forgotten about that. Let me see if I can get it up quickly. Oh, here, I'll see.
I didn't see it. I forgot.
Gibson, it doesn't say. Let's see, look here.
Just give me mine either Saturday or Sunday.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
either day. Water
Okay,
features.
okay, thanks, all right, buddy.
You don't like the noise, the sound.
Anyway, talk to you all soon. Good luck. I say, let me know if I can help.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah.
Are they?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
No, he does, he's on the board.
Oh.
Well, he was on the board, but when the city started giving him money, it's like,
Generally how that works.
yes. Hey, no money, where's it going?
I'll tell you guys, you were not joking. Yeah, Joe. War. Politics. So much better. I'm not, I was cool, I'm not, I don't think I was gonna try to put Joe was cool. I don't know that he was much fun. He should have wore it better on his face. You know what I mean? Come on. Hey.
He was a different generation too.
Yep.
I don't know.
No, you're good, get out here.
Backslapper.
Keep your out.
Smile.
But I feel, you know what I mean?
Mayor, how are
Sorry for the
you?
long time.
No, that's fine. You guys are doing a lot, it looks like.
We'll head upstairs.
All right.
Sorry, we couldn't bring any sunshine. Yeah, we did that on order. Supposed to bring sunshine.
That was your job.
Wasn't like that?
Ooh, it's cold in here. Let's turn the heat down.
Oh, Dad, look at me, the one without a pen.
Here, I'll loan you
Can I
one.
borrow?
Are we on the air?
Yes, you are on that. Yes. Okay, let's see.
Make a motion that we come out of closed session.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, hold on a second. First, second. Okay, Commissioner Brammer,
Yes.
Commissioner
sir.
Cartmell,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay, Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, sir.
And I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Let's see, Commissioner Wood first, Commissioner Brammer second. Commissioner Brammer,
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Cartmell,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner McKay,
Yes.
Mayor Cottrell.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget
Thank-
about him.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Great job. Now I gotta go around here and close this. Sorry, y'all let me in this thing. Okay, stream.